discussion regarding the stormwater issues regarding the Nike Site, the adjacent property with partial ID number 640-005-0000002200, which is leased by Equitrans.
So, do you understand water is coming to you with the site?
Yeah, so Michelle passed along the complaint that the township received from Equitrans related to this situation. I followed up to make a site visit out there, and our office prepared a letter that had observations and recommendations in there. Essentially what's going on, it appears as if excavated materials have been loosely dumped over the back hillside at the Nike site up there. There's miscellaneous materials up there. There's big chunks of concrete. There's asphalt. There's pieces of HDPE pipe. The site is very unstable at this point. Every time it rains, water carries loose material down that hillside. There's a chain link fence there that's been pushed over by the migration of the material. And it's causing problems at the EQT facility there. So they're experiencing channelizing in the near their access road. There's sediment that's washing down onto their facilities there. So they notified the township. Like Dennis mentioned, I made a site visit out there. We followed up with this letter on March 14th with some observations and recommendations. A couple of us from my office kind of thought through a comprehensive approach to stabilize that site. So there's a lot of recommendations in there. Certainly, we can consider what we want to do. I think the obvious first step is to cease dumping any more material up there immediately and take some measures towards trying to stabilize that, promote some vegetative cover so that area is no longer discharging runoff and sediment onto an adjoining property, which is a violation of the township ordinance, and it's
Violated our own ordinance.
yeah.
I saw in your email you had an educated guess on the time frame when this happened.
Yeah, let me look back here. Yeah, so we looked at some aerial imagery. It looked like they had started dumping up there in 2018.
Yes, okay.
We did not believe it was October. I'm gonna shut this switch on. It's driving me crazy, lady. There. We have a door malfunction.
There actually is Paula in front of that door.
Sorry, there's someone right in front of the door.
People are dying to get in here.
No, they're talking right there in front of the ivy of the door. You're welcome, it's bothering you too.
Alright, go ahead.
So what's the time?
Hey guys,
Looks like this started occurring in 2018, and who knows, when they, I don't know, Albert, do we know, have they been dumping up there recently? It sounds as if EQT's noticed it for a little while, and, they kind of dealt with it on their own, and then, maybe the situation's worsened over time, but, I walked around up there, and that chain link fence that, it's a chain link and barbed wire fence that presumably marks the property line with the Nike site and the adjoining parcel under there, and it's completely pushed over, by material migrating down that hill. Just kind of was tailgated there, and
So it started with this, a lady came here to the office, but it was actually Equitrans. So I guess that's where they're storing gas over there. That was the first person that stopped by.
Okay.
Now, she said she was in contact with the township all of last year. So she came here, I happened to be here, I think I actually was paying taxes or something, but if you guys want her number, she gave me this business card.
is that Amy?
Amy Gonzalez.
Yeah, she was there when I was.
Yeah. So she's from Equitrans midstream, and she said something about that's where the gas storage is on that property. And that she was, had made the township aware. It was kind of a crazy day, and I didn't talk to her too long, but then I just kind of put her where she needed to go, and I don't have any more than that, other than that this dumping that the township has been doing on that property has caused major problems for Equitrans.
Yes.
Well, one thing, I have a suggestion, EQT's gonna grade another well pad here, they're gonna have equipment, and we should ask EQT to come up there and grade that for us, fix it up some, it would save the taxpayers some money down there. Maybe worth a
Where
while.
did this dirt come from? Why is it there?
I don't know why it's there, I don't know,
Who hauled it in?
I don't know, it's a good question, who hauled it in.
There's Alvin now?
Albert, you put that there, Cold Bluff Road. What do you mean Cold Bluff Road?
Back,
Construction down on Cold Bluff
the
Road.
the Cold Bluff Road that was prior to the recent Cold, because we did do a
Exactly.
Cold Bluff.
Work done down there,
Bluff
because you can
Road
see
project back
pieces of plastic pipe, old galvanized pipe.
Did you take it up there?
No.
then.
The work done on Cold Bluff Road.
How about the slide on Patterson Road?
Yeah, their stuff was off the Patterson Road too, where that's, well, that's slid out down by the
Well,
railroad
that's
tracks there.
probably up there too.
That's probably up there too.
But, so whoever did whoever did the work on the drainage repair on Cold Bluff back in that day is who dumped that there. I don't ever
That surely didn't come from getting it done. We couldn't, where are we gonna get that much service from over here?
So was that part of the contract?
I have no idea, I'm just
I
informed.
noticed that they
I didn't have nothing to do with that. I didn't have nothing to
So
do
there
with
was,
that, I was
there
not
was
down.
the Cold Bluff Road project, but then it was claimed that Ida came in and blew it all up. So they did one Cold Bluff Road project back around then, and then it never opened up because they claimed that Ida washed away everything they did. And then we did another Cold Bluff Road project, so he's saying from the first, he goes into the after that.
On the Pleasant View Road. They fixed that slide, Rex left go. What slide? Pleasant View.
The
Yeah,
slide,
Pleasant View Road, they repaired the slide over there, there was something like that, it probably went up, it probably went up there too.
that was back in 2020, but in 2020, I was by myself.
It couldn't have been you.
No, it wasn't me.
Well, look into it.
So, I mean, these dump sites are common, right? Typically, they're
But usually you do.
associated with a soil erosion and sedimentation control plan like we
But
talked
if
about
you-
earlier,
When
a
you clean
permit.
it,
But if you do someone's gonna dump on your property close by, there's usually reduction in the price. Which might,
that it is violating our road ordinance. Okay.
so what do you recommend you do?
Well, I think it's up for discussion. I mean, the comprehensive approach would be to implement a soil erosion and sedimentation control plan. You remove any material that can't promote vegetative growth, the HDPE pipe, the tin whistle pipe, the concrete, the asphalt, those types of materials. You regrade it back to a slope that's gonna be stable. Potentially need a geotechnical engineer to weigh in on slope stability there. That's,
You're talking money,
EQQ.
whatever they saved on dumping it there.
But again,
the last step would be bringing topsoil in and planting grass seed or erosion control planting, something that's gonna, allow ground cover to grow in that area so that runoff and erosion no longer persists.
Saving nickels.
well, the problem is, when you start mentioning geotech, that's a really big thing, right?
In my opinion, if you wanna stabilize that site thoroughly and make sure that hillside is not gonna slide, there should, a geotechnical engineer should come out and provide a recommendation as to whether or not a cutoff and key trench is required at the bottom of that slope to make sure that the material's not gonna move.
My suggestion maybe is to have, okay, how many options do you have?
There's a bunch of recommendations in here, Dennis. Certainly we could try some combination of implementation that,
What is my suggestion to you? Why don't you take a look at your proposals and make some cost estimates?
sure.
We gotta get a cost estimate.
What's that?
I'm saying we have to get a cost estimate.
Well, that's what I'm saying, we can't do
It's not gonna-
anything.
It's not gonna be cheap, I'll
Does
tell you
anyone want
that.
a motion to table this until we have more information?
Get your motion, Mr. Hart?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to table for this play.
Anyone want to second Mr. Parrish's motion to table this item for more information? Okay, so, motion by Parrish, seconded by Spar, to table Roll call, Tammy?